Welcome to MMA Daily. Here we bring you the latest and most exciting news from the world of mixed martial arts. If you love MMA, make sure to like our videos and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of the thrilling updates. Get ready for some interesting news today. Starting off, Jon Jones admits retirement decision will depend on his performance at UFC 309. Moving on, UFC legend thinks Ilia is on pace to surpass Conor McGregor's stardom. Lastly, Michael Chandler plans for busy 2025 with potential victory over Charles Oliveira. UFC heavyweight champion Jon Jones remains undecided on retirement. Jon Jones hasn't been seen in the cage since moving up in weight last March. Despite talk of facing Francis Ngannou, Jon Jones instead faced Cyril Gane for the vacant UFC heavyweight title after Francis left for the PFL. In his heavyweight debut, the 37-year-old wound up defeating Cyril Gane by first-round submission. Following the victory, Jon Jones was booked to face Stipe Miocic in November. However, due to injury, he was forced out of the contest. A year later, the situation is the same. Jones is set to return to the cage later this month in the main event of UFC 309 against Stipe Miocic in New York. Ahead of the contest, Jon has teased the bout will be his last. Furthermore, Jon Jones has continued to shoot down a title unification with interim champion Tom Aspinall. With that in mind, it seems that the 37-year-old is dead set on retirement. However, that's not entirely the case. Speaking in a recent interview, Jones discussed his return to the octagon. There, Jon Jones admitted that he's not set on retiring at all. Jon Jones added that his retirement decision will largely depend on how he performs against Stipe Miocic later this month. If Jones can dominate the 42-year-old former champion, he will likely stick around. If not, that could be it for Jon Jones. I feel like whether I retire or not will depend on this next performance. One of my main goals is to make it look really easy. If I can accomplish that, then curiosity will keep me in the game, just to see how far we can really take this thing. One former UFC title challenger believes Ilia Topuria is on track to run past Conor McGregor in terms of stardom. Ilia has certainly seen his stock soar thanks to his success rate inside the octagon. It also helps that Ilia is charismatic and has become a big name in Spain. After results such as being the first fighter to knock Max Holloway out, Ilia might just see himself becoming the hottest active star in the UFC. Chael Sonnen feels that at this rate, Ilia will surpass McGregor. Sonnen took to his YouTube channel to suggest that Ilia is on pace to become the UFC's new golden goose over Conor McGregor. He's got the Prime Minister of Spain watching his fights and having people filming. He's got the biggest actresses, the most successful athletes, which are football players in Spain, coming and watching him live. The guy never misses. It turns out he's as good as he said. I mean, it's going to be a short period. He's not here now, but it's a short period of time. At this trajectory, believe this or not, he's going to pass Conor McGregor. Ilia is undefeated in his pro MMA career up to this point. His record stands at 16-0. Ilia is coming into his own, and many are wondering if there's anyone at 145 pounds who can stop him. It's looking like Alexander Volkanovski will get a title rematch against Topuria in 2025. There's also Diego Lopez, who has emerged as a top contender in the featherweight division. UFC lightweight contender Michael Chandler is already looking beyond Charles Oliveira. Michael Chandler hasn't been seen in the cage since a submission loss to Dustin Poirier in November 2022. As many fans are aware, Michael Chandler was then booked to face Conor McGregor. After a year of speculation, the two signed a deal to fight at UFC 303 in June. Sadly, Conor withdrew due to a broken toe. Despite talk of rebooking the fight for December, Michael Chandler instead moved on from the Irishman. As of now, the longtime lightweight contender is set to face Charles Oliveira in a rematch later this month at UFC 309. Charles Oliveira previously handed Chandler a second-round knockout loss back in May 2021. Speaking in a recent interview, the former Bellator champion discussed his return to the cage. There, Michael Chandler once again promised to avenge his loss to Charles Oliveira later this month. However, Chandler also opened up on his plans for the future and name-dropped several potential opponents. With a victory over Charles Oliveira later this month, Michael Chandler plans to turn his attention to Conor McGregor. Whether Conor fights or not, however, the lightweight plans to fight Islam Makhachev and then Max Holloway to close out 2025. Charles Oliveira, November 16th. I beat him. I become the #1 contender, and I'm sitting cage side watching Islam and Arman, the first month or so of 2025. Then we go to Ramadan. I believe Islam wins, and Ramadan means he can't be in training camp in February or March. He won't be able to fight until June or July. If Conor comes back, I can fight Conor in March. Then I can fight Islam in June or July, beat him. By that time, Max Holloway would have moved to lightweight. He can fight and beat a top 5, becomes the #1 contender. Chandler versus Holloway at the end of 2025. I put my UFC lightweight belt on the line. He puts his BMF belt on the line. Oldest lightweight UFC champion. That's my story, that's my vision, and I'm sticking to it. Thanks for watching MMA Daily. We hope you enjoyed the latest updates from the world of mixed martial arts. If you did, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe for more exciting content. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and we'll see you in the next video. Stay tuned for more MMA action.